Welcome everybody to my new video series called Tailor's Routine. The video is on the measurement taking, and we will talk about how this process affects the construction of the jacket and the result itself. Please meet and welcome our model Leonid. We are going to make a suit for him. So we will cut the suit and will perform all the necessary fittings and alterations. I'm going to show you the whole process of the suit creation. Some videos will be free, and some of them will have limited access for my students only. Before you start to measure for a suit, you have to understand and analyze your client's body type. So what can I say from the first sight? Leonid has a pretty standard body type, and he is approximately 7 cm slouched. Please pay attention to his shoulder direction. His shoulders are turned frontward. Also, we can mention a prominent chest and a little belly. He is of average height, so my job as a master tailor is to hide his, let's say, special features and to highlight the advantages, right? That means that I have to add visually some height to make the client look taller. I can achieve that by enlarging a lapel, using high gorge line seam, and by fitting the jacket in order to hide a belly. In the next videos, I will show you how to do it. Stay with us. I would like to start by mentioning that the balance, fit, and overall look depends on the correct measurement taken. I often get lots of questions from my students on how to get rid of diagonal creases on the front and the back of a jacket. This problem is connected with the wrong determination of the outer and inner balance of the jacket. I won't show you how to take all the measurements, but I want to focus on the key ones. Let's look into two main measurements, chest circumference and the shoulder slope. I recommend you to start measuring process by applying horizontal elastic bands. It is very important to hold the most prominent parts of the chest and shoulder blades with the elastic, because it will help us to find anthropometrical marks. Here you can clearly see where we can find the anthropometrical mark. The elastic on the waist has to be parallel to the ground, and it has to cover the most prominent part of the belly. So, for starters, let's take full chest measurement, and we get 108 centimeters. Next one is back width, and the elastic helps us to take it properly, and I got 38 centimeters plus. I wrote plus because here you can see two options of measuring back width. As you can mention, I have some space left here, so I wrote down in my chart the number 38 centimeters plus. The chest width is 42 plus, or 42.5 centimeters, and then I measure the armhole width, and it is 14 centimeters. So, what we have in result? Two armholes are 28 centimeters in total, plus check width is 42 and back width is 38, so it gives us total of 108 centimeters, and it equals our chest circumference. This tells me that all measurements were taken correctly. To be confident, always try to divide your complex measurements into small and simple ones. The next complicated step for most young tailors is the shoulder length. But the problem itself is not in measuring, but in defining the anthropometrical position of the actual shoulder. In this particular case, shoulders are turned slightly up front, so the shoulder joint is here. This is the actual shoulder line according to the features of the client's body. So how do we measure it right? For example, if you are working in British style, you will have to outstretch the shoulder line a bit across the edge of the shoulder. In this case, it is about 16 centimeters. If you are working in Naples style, using the soft shoulder, it can be 14 centimeters. But the job of master tailor is to understand the harmony of lines and proportions of the jacket and to choose the right shoulder length. So now, if I look at the shoulder from the front, I can draw a line and then, depending on style I'm working in, I can mark the shoulder length. We will be working with this jacket in Naples, or we also can name it Italian style, in order to make Leonid look 10 years younger. Now we are moving to diagonal measurements. It is a complex measurement and it is also very important because the balance of the garment depends on it. So if you take it correctly from the first attempt, it gives you a better chance to construct a jacket without making lots of alterations. Let's start with measuring the back. First of all, I want to show you how to take a standard shoulder slope measurement. We can do it in two different ways, but using these methods we may get inaccuracy in our measurements. For example, this one gives us 45 centimeters and this one 48.5 centimeters. So we got an accuracy of 3.5 centimeters and it will cause diagonal creases on the back of the jacket. I will explain you how to get rid of unnecessary fullness and diagonal creases in my online bespoke course. So, in order to avoid such mistake, I divide this complex measurement into two. How can we do that? As you can see, we have two elastics still on the client. So I measure this space and then from the shoulder edge that I have found before to the center back. And I get 50 centimeters. But you have to remember that if you want this method to be effective, you have to apply elastic bands the right way. In other words, you have to find the waistline and the back width lines correctly. I remind you that the waistband line has to be parallel to the ground. Now we are moving to the front and we are doing all the same. But here we have another, let's say, difficult area, which is the chest. So when we are measuring, we try to avoid crossing the chest with the measuring tape. Here will be the lapel roll, and I will form the fullness of the chest with the iron and the double chest dart. So on the front I get 17 and 32 centimeters. That's all I wanted to tell you today. I have explained the most crucial aspects of measuring for a bespoke jacket. So the most important aspects to remember are a three-piece chest circumference measurement, the right way to find a shoulder position, and the shoulder slope measurement divided into two parts. Thank you, Leonid. We will meet him in our next video dedicated to the first fitting. I have always been asked if anyone can cut a perfect jacket right after finishing my online bespoke course. It is possible only if you understand what you are doing and why. You have to understand the essence of each process. You have to work everything through and gain your experience through practice. That is why I am making such detailed videos. So learn, practice, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.